Hi, everybody. Join us as we visit 4 beautiful Polynesian islands.
Whether you're on a cruise ship or whether you are traveling on your own, you can do everything from kayaking to swimming with sharks. And I will tell you, one of my most favorite parts, my dad loved aquariums. Snorkeling the coral gardens was as if I was swimming through his aquarium. It's amazing.
So, I'm Doug, this is Leah, and we are Go Travel Life.
We couldn't have been more excited to see land after 4 days at sea. So, this is coming into Nuku Hiva. Nuku Hiva is the largest island in the Marquesas and the second largest in French Polynesia, right after Tahiti, and it covers 330 square miles. It was an absolutely fascinating place. Wild horses roam freely, so they were everywhere. It's very green and lush with beautiful waterfalls and mountain ranges. I wanted to share this. It's a little difficult to see, but the tender is going down at least 3 or 4 feet as people try to get on. You can see it more here where they're actually holding on to people and lifting them onto the tender. So this was by no means what I felt was super safe. It was a tough port to tender into. Ship actually has only one excursion at Nuku Hiva, and it is 3 hours that the locals drive their own vehicles, usually pickup trucks such as this, where you're riding in the back. They go to a limited number of places and then bring you back to the ship. We wanted something a little more thorough, and we had originally booked a pretty in-depth hike, which got canceled at the last minute, so we ended up finding Jocelyn. Jocelyn has a van, air conditioned, etc., that will seat 10 people, and she already had 10 plus some additional, so she had chartered one of these trucks. So we ended up in the back of a truck, which didn't end up being so bad. We ended up enjoying the fresh air. It was a little bumpy, as you'll see throughout the video, and her price for us was $125 a person, and we ended up being gone over 4.5 hours and seeing additional sites compared to what the ship's tour was. So you are free to reach out to her to see if you can negotiate the experience you wish to have. And oh, by the way, here are some of the wild horses that we saw while we were touring the island. So the group tour took us to several vantage points, including a great view of the ship. And one was over the valley where the 1999 to 2000 Survivor season was shot. It was very remote for sure. Next up is Jocelyn, and she is explaining some of the island facts and population for us.
Actually, we are 3,000 people living on this island. 2,000 in town, and the other 1,000 is spread in 3 other small villages. But there are 10,000 Marquesians in all the Marquesas, the 3 on the south, the 3 on the north.
One particularly interesting stop that I believe the ship also makes was the Kamua Hill, sorry I'm butchering that, archaeological site. This site was once used for religious ceremonies, including human sacrificial rituals, and has some large stone platforms, some with petroglyphs, and a massive banyan tree they say is about 600 years old and believed to hold spiritual energy.
The next thing we did was stop to stretch our legs and enjoy the beautiful beach scene you can see here. The church across the street was gracious enough to let everybody use the restroom, and there was a wild horse in their yard, and a local gave us a demonstration on vocalization.
With your paddle in the sea, you need to imagine the noise from your impact of paddle in the sea. Not big noise. We need to have a noise, but like closing noise. different noise.
This is Rangiroa off Tinder. Oh my goodness, it's windy, but look, it's beautiful water. Oh my gosh. There's our ship in the distance.
Off of the boat tender, there really wasn't a lot here. Some locals did set up a market for jewelry and trinkets and souvenirs, so if that's the kind of thing you like, this might be a good spot. Otherwise, there really wasn't anything you could walk to besides this little market.
So this is the beginning of our tour. This is our tour guide. Unfortunately, with all of the wind and the sound of the boat, it was near impossible to be able to record her. She was amazing though. She was explaining we were going out to snorkel what is called the aquarium garden, and it was fantastic, as you will see from the videos. The current was pretty strong the day we were there, and so what she was explaining is that she had noodles available. She also had life jackets available, as well as they pull has maybe 4 feet by 3 feet orange flotation device that she pulls, and people can hang onto it and snorkel along with her. She did expect everyone to stay somewhat together, but you'll see from the videos we had plenty of time to be able to get some pictures of the fish. Note the current, you can see the coral and how hard it's pressing. We were fine with noodles. I will say that. It was an amazing day. Rangiroa is so massive, the entire island of Tahiti could fit inside its lagoon, and as you saw, it is home to some of the most surreal underwater experiences in the world. We also learned that Rangiroa means endless sky. By the way, when you leave port here, it is so fun because the locals come out from, there's some restaurants and stuff there, but they come out to say goodbye to the ships.
Well, here we are in Raiatea, French Polynesia. We have an excursion later on, but we decided to take a quick walkabout town. We stopped at the Carrefour behind us, got some chips and a couple protein bars. Now we're just gonna take a quick stroll.
There are places, there's some boats here. This is right off the ship for shuttle to the beaches. We had people offering us rides to the beach. We're kayaking this afternoon, but this is like literally right here by the ship. There's markets and restaurants and some of the most amazing looking bread I have seen in my life. These people are French and they love their bread. Some fun facts about Raiatea. First, it's known as the Sacred Island. It's considered the spiritual heart of Polynesia and was once the center of ancient Polynesian navigation and culture. It shares its lagoon with neighboring Taha'a, making it one of the few places in French Polynesia where two islands are enclosed by the same reef. We're going to be canoeing the Faaroe River, and it is the only navigable river in all of French Polynesia. Our driver is going to be talking about a flower in a minute, and what he's talking about is the island's emblematic flower, the Tiara apatahi, and it grows only on Mount Tamahani, nowhere else in the world.
The Tamahani mountain. For information, alors maybe have you read in the book, but on the plateau we have endemic flower. We call the flower Tiare apetahi. Just the word tiare in Tahitian, it's the word flower.
While we were kayaking, one of the other ship excursions passed us by. If you do not want to kayak, this excursion is called the Faaroe River and Motu by canoe, and so look for it on the ship excursions list. Hi!
The boat's captain.
My friend Maria, she used to ride in the back, and she was really good at directing. You know, Indiana, Turkey Run.
You're gonna run into this. How's it going back there?
He said to be still. That's why I'm not moving. I'm not being lazy. I'm not being lazy. As we paddled upstream, we passed through lush jungles, banana trees, coconut
good.
palms, and even vanilla plantations. The river winds into the Faaroe Valley, where we saw beautiful waterfalls. Our guide pointed out bird life and even remnants of ancient Polynesian settlements. It was truly a peaceful, immersive way to experience Raiatea's natural beauty. Our guide shared many stories. We stopped often so he could show us all sorts of interesting things about lily pads and coconuts and such. While it was strenuous, as it was a 2 hour kayak, the way there was pretty slow and paced. The way back, he kind of let us do our own thing, so we could speed up and spread out a little bit more. So it was a lot of fun. And finally, we made it to Bora Bora, the total gem of French Polynesia. By the way, other guides kind of made fun of Bora Bora, calling it boring, and say the only thing they grow is bungalows. So there's a little bit of some competition between these islands. This is Mount Otamanu, the island's dramatic centerpiece that you've seen in every photo ever done of Bora Bora. So this tour was arranged by the ship, and it is the Shark and Stingray Snorkel. It also looks like you could book this on your own if you're just on the island. The side of the boat said Romantic Tours. It was about 3 hours in length. A couple of fun facts about Bora Bora. There are no venomous snakes or insects living on the island. So nothing, no creepy crawlies here. And the lagoon is protected by a coral reef, creating very calm, crystal clear waters, which makes it very ideal for snorkeling. The ride over was only about 20 minutes, and once we got there, take a look in the water, and he's like, "Get your snorkel gear on." Have you ever jumped into shark-infested waters?
Okay, so guys, one thing about the shark. Don't ever try to pet them.
Well, we got in, and we have snorkeled with stingrays quite a few times. They're very gentle and soft, but this is our first time with black-tipped reef sharks. These sharks prefer shallow, warm water. They cruise right below the surface, and they're easily identified by their black or sometimes black tips. They are very fast and agile, torpedo-like. They're very social also. They are not at all aggressive. They like to swim in packs. It was a lot of fun swimming with these sharks. Now please enjoy a little of what we experienced on our snorkel.
So this was our second stop, and this is a coral garden, which is right off of a live reef. This is the area I was talking about when I said I felt like I was swimming in my dad's aquarium. So many colorful coral and so many colorful fish.
was an awesome cruise, and I loved every minute of it. But it wasn't over yet. We did head to Moorea, where we stayed at the Hilton in an overwater bungalow. So that video is coming up. Like and subscribe, and you'll be the first to get notified, and you'll be able to enjoy what we did.
Also, we do have a Facebook page. It's called Go Travel Life. Pretty simple. When we are traveling, we tend to do daily, like, quick hits on things that we're doing that day. They're not the deep dives as we do in our episodes, but it'll help you stay up to date on what we're doing.
Yeah, and our next cruise is even bigger. We're going to head to Seattle, where we'll embark the Westerdam, Holland, America, and we'll head to one stop in Alaska, and then over to Japan, where we're going to do a circumnavigation. So that is coming up.
And
so,
it's an entirely different packing list
Yeah.
than this trip.
so yeah, that's going to be a lot different, but
Yep.
we're really looking forward to it. So
Yep.
please stay tuned.
All right, thank you.